Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. This show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today we're talking about intention and productivity. What is the connection between intention and productivity? How can one's intentional access to one's life impact one's intentional access to productivity? So get ready for a powerful show. If you are new to the show, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com to see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. Of course, we also offer live one-on-one Productive Through Joy consulting. Again, go to productivethroughjoy.com. All right. Again, for those of you who are new, allow me to say a few words about myself first. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. I am the author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, which was a Today Show Book of the Month pick. That book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people called my people, and I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. That book is about identical twin sons, and it's set 13 miles from Ferguson, where Michael Brown, of course, was murdered, and the conflagration that eventually ensued there. The book really interrogates the intersection between race and violence in America. A really, really powerful book. In fact, I'm in a book tour now. I will be in Long Beach in September at the African American Book Club Conference. Look for that. I'll be also at the great independent bookstore here in LA, downtown LA, called The Last Bookstore. That's October the 4th. I'll be at Pasadena City College October the 9th. So I'm all over. I'm coming East Coast soon thereafter. So look for me in mainstream and social media. I'm also the president of the board of the World Stage, a really powerful 501c3 nonprofit here in Los Angeles. My educational background is that nonprofit is a jazz and literature nonprofit, which is really it's in the Crenshaw district here of Los Angeles, a really powerful organization. You can go to theworldstage.org to learn more about that. That's my daughter, who's also my co-pilot today, who got up this morning at 2:30, which I'll get to that in a second. Yes, my educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate. My master's is from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature is from the University of California at Riverside. I am currently a professor of English Lit at Loyola Marymount University here in California and Los Angeles. I'm an expert at being productive, all right? I don't say that to brag or boast, but people are oftentimes surprised at my level of productivity given how crazy my own personal narrative is. I'm the product of a young girl who was raped at 16, gave birth to me at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption to an amazing single divorcee. Yet at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD. Yet, as Kool Modi famously said, "How you like me now?" And if I can be this productive through joy, so can many of us who are watching this show. In many ways, that inspires our show, it inspires our business. We know what it's like to come from difficulty, to come from a difficult situation, and still have a tremendous amount of success. And when people like us can have that type of abundant success, it gives encouragement to many of those who come from similar backgrounds. I'm laughing because you go through so much doubt and mental really turpitude when you come from challenge, because people around you at times are not doing well either. And at times, as you look around your environment, as you look around the world, you think, wow, how can I ever compete in such a competitive world? Well, you can. And that's a part of what we like to do, is help people, is help to show people how they can help themselves to do just that. All right. So boom, let's dive into the topic, which we'll dive into in just a matter of moments. So today we're talking about intention and productivity. In the morning show, we'd like to also touch on the idea of framing your day before your day has a chance to frame you. At times, you'll wake up with trouble on on your mind. And also, I said "our" because I had the same experience this morning. I've got some trouble on my mind right now as I speak, and at times that'll follow us throughout our day, and that can lead to a tough day, a tough week, a tough month. And for many of us, even watching this show now, that's our life, right? Keeping it real. So we know that through personal experience. So we've developed a system to help us deal with that because most people who are adults deal with some type of stress, difficulty. That's just life, right? If you have kids, especially, you're worried about them. It's a whole nother ball of wax when you have to take care of someone else as well. And so that can really follow us throughout our day. And what happens when we have trouble on our mind, it's tethered to stress. And as we know, stress is a killer, especially for those who have outside the box lifestyles. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're an activist, if you're a business person with lots of responsibilities, it's a lot to deal with. So we use a ritual as a way to help people deal with that. Ritual can be defined as essentially doing the same thing at around the same time. Let me give you a brief sense of that to make it more clear by giving you my brief morning ritual. In the mornings, I wake up at 3:30 a.m., hella early. I read a couple of spiritual or business books. I do our show right now at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel. At 5, I work on my current novel until sunrise. At sunrise, I go to the beach. I live here along the coast in Venice Beach, California. I walk out, I bring my drum, meditate, pray, do yoga. I come back, I work on my current book, my current novel a while longer. Go back out to the beach to run up the coast all the way, all the way past Santa Monica Pier, all the way back here to Venice to go to my gym, go to the gym to get my workout and get my buff on. So by guys, 10:30, I'm feeling amazing. My body is being flooded with endorphins, and I leverage that endorphin release to move me towards my goals and objectives. We're not saying do what I do. We're saying do what you do, and we help individuals in groups do just that. Do what they do when they do what they do when they do what they do, as the old song says. All right. So now I'm reading 3 great books, which I'm about to actually finish them all. I'm reading a book called The Nag Hammadi Reader, which is a compendium of Gnostic first, second, and third century literature, really powerful. I'm also reading a book called Owning the Moment, which is about identifying and owning the moments that you find yourself in. I'm also reading a book called Cash in the Flash, which is a book which kind of combines spirituality with entrepreneurial exploits. That book is really powerful. Wow, surprisingly powerful. So from those books, I extract some wisdom each day, which I call the morning chant. Today's morning chant is, as a meditating natural mystic, my one love attention is on my intention to manifest great art, justice, and abundance for my family, my community, and myself. I contemplate that throughout my day. Then I create the morning show based upon that particular morning chant. So today we're talking about intention. All right, go to Productive Through Joy. See about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations. Have me come out speak to your group, school, or organization about being productive through joy. Let's dive into today's topic, intention. Point 1 is that you want to have your intention on something, right? Too often we're just going through life, walking through the world, meandering, right? You want to be able to have set an intention for your day, but also for each interaction, which sounds a bit weird. It takes a while to get to that level, but you want to have that be a goal, is to live an intentional life. We'll point to what does that look like to live an intentional life? It takes practice. Generally, you want to have a broad intention. Let me just give you my broad intention in my life is to be about love. As I say, as a writer, is to live love as a verb, to be love in action, like to not just talk about love, but to live it, how I engage my family, friends, and relations in the world. As a person who's interested in justice, really doing the work that I think needs to be done to do my part to promote, for example, justice in the world. The next level of that is to have intention in your individual encounters. So going into meetings, going into situations with an intention of what you would like to accomplish, like, and not like in a transactional way, but just to have that spirit of, so for example, one intention that I take into many meetings is I want to just breathe deeply as I'm engaging in this interaction and be my most authentic self for each individual interaction, as an example, which goes right to point 3. As you are living an intentional lifestyle, what you're going to see is a powerful uptick in your level of productivity, because you're going to be more joyful and more consistently effective, and people are going to want to join that team. Boom, goes the dynamite. That's it for today's show. For more, go to productivethroughjoy.com. See about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it.